Hey, buenos dias, ¿qué onda? ¿Qué pasó, amigos? John's Moto Garage. Welcome back to the channel. So the big question is Harley Davidson dying? Personally, there's one reason why I think Harley Davidson is here for the long run and will not be going out of business anytime soon. We're going to talk about that today. Now, just to set the stage, when it comes to Harley Davidson, I think you've got kind of three camps. You've got the die-hard Harley fans, those who will ride a Harley till their grave. If it doesn't have the Harley emblem, it's not a Harley Davidson, it's not a motorcycle to them. On the far opposite side, you've got the anti-Harley riders. For whatever reason, they hate the brand. Maybe they had a bad experience at a dealership, maybe they owned a bike and it sucked, or perhaps they had a bad encounter with a Harley rider on the street. I really don't know why the reason, but those are the dudes who say it's yesterday's technology at tomorrow's prices, hardly rideable, these bikes suck. And then right there in the middle, where I would venture to guess the vast majority of us land, are the dudes who we're just neutral about it. Either we don't care, or maybe like me, I've got my Harley Davidsons, I appreciate what those bikes have to offer, but I've also got my other motorcycles as well. But there's no doubt in the last year plus, there's been a lot of talk about how the brand is struggling. Fort9 released a video some months ago really dissecting and breaking it down, and they pointed out how a lot of Harley's decisions as a corporation in the past have likely put them in the predicament and position that they're in today. For example, the tariffs that they had placed in the 80s from Reagan that really made it difficult for competition to come here in the United States and sell their product. Additionally, they talk about how Harley's got that bad boy persona, and so now a lot of those consumers are dying off and Harley Davidson is finding it difficult to appeal to the younger crowd. Definitely lots of theories out there as to why they're struggling, and no doubt some truth to many of those. But one thing not many people are talking about is the fact that Harley Davidson is one of the most iconic brands, not just on a national level, but globally. Pretty much everybody knows the name Harley Davidson. A lot of people joke it's an apparel company, not a motorcycle company, but you can't deny it's a really, really popular and well-known brand. And so for that reason and that reason alone, I think there's enough value in just the brand Harley Davidson that if they were to go bankrupt as a company, no doubt you'd have a line of venture capitalists ready to dump money into the company to keep it alive and keep it running. Now, obviously that's not ideal. You currently have on the board of directors descendants of the original founding fathers. That's something they're proud of as a company, and obviously no company wants to go bankrupt and deal with somebody else coming in and taking over. But take Indian Motorcycles as a prime example. If they're still here today, obviously they've been through different ownerships and there have been times where they weren't around, but if Indian can stay alive and kick in, then no doubt Harley Davidson is here for the long run. Now, I'm not the first one to do a video about this. Different Spokes TV about a week ago released a video talking about this, and I had been thinking about it for a long time, and then I saw his video. I was like, well, dang dude, you beat me to the punch. But I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm still gonna do my take on it. I'll put a link below to his video because he does a great job really dissecting it from a business analytical standpoint. I'm assuming the dude's got like a business degree because he definitely comes off with that knowledge. I'm just coming at it from a Joe Schmo standpoint, but the first thing when watching all these videos talking about how Harley's demise, that's the first thing that came into my mind is like, dude, Harley, not that they're too big to fail, but they are too well known and too popular that there's plenty of people out there with the money to keep it alive and support it. And that could be kind of a double-edged sword for Harley Davidson, because in a sense, it doesn't put the pressure on them always, or maybe in the past it hasn't put the pressure on them to innovate and to come out with better product. But as we know today, with other companies like Indian coming out with the Challenger, for example, the competition definitely pushes innovation. And then additionally, with the popularity of big touring motorcycles possibly on the decline, it's kind of forcing Harley to figure stuff out. Now, I don't have stock in Harley Davidson. I really don't have any stake in this at all. I don't lose sleep at night thinking about all this stuff. I have my Harley Davidson motorcycles. I do think as a consumer, at the end of the day, it would be a total net loss if we were to lose Harley Davidson. But ultimately, you know, it doesn't really matter to me. And another interesting thing is I really think it kind of breaks down into three categories. You've got corporate Harley, you got the dealership Harley Davidson, and then you got the actual core motorcycles. And there's a lot of people, I think, who are not really excited about what corporate Harley's doing. I know a lot of people are not real excited about what happens on the dealership levels as far as their experience there, but a lot of people who still love the motorcycle and what is actually riding the bike. So you've got people kind of with that mixed feelings about the company as a whole. Again, all my bikes are used. You know, I've got a 2000 FXDX, a 2013 Street Bob. I've stepped foot in Harley dealerships. I've never bought a brand new Harley Davidson, so I can't speak from experience, you know, to that whole aspect of it. And I've never had to deal with corporate Harley Davidson. I'm not a business dude. I don't know if they're making the right direction or not. Obviously, sales numbers would tell that they need to be doing something differently. As to what the decision or, you know, the solution is, I don't know what it is. But drop a comment below, let me know what you guys think. If you do hate Harley Davidson, then I'd be curious to see why. Did you have a bad experience with corporate? Was it at a dealership? Have you ridden the bikes and just think they suck, they're not performance oriented, the handling's poor? Do you think they're too expensive? What has your experience been? And then on the flip side, if you're big fans of Harley Davidson, kind of like me, if you've grown to appreciate the motorcycle, what is it that you love so much about the bikes? And do you predict or foresee yourself still riding a Harley 10 years down the road? Let me know below, drop a comment. As always, I appreciate the support. I'll put a link below to Different Spokes TV video because he did a really great job breaking it down from an analytical business perspective. I'll put a link below to the Fortnite video. Odds are you've all seen that anyway. And thanks for tuning in to my unsolicited opinion on this Harley matter. We'll catch you on the next one. Adios, hasta luego, nos vemos.